Welcome to the Reno Virtual College Fair. Thank you so much for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen at any time to type questions to our presenters. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. This is just one of many different sessions happening, so be sure to sign up for additional sessions. And this presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at the same website where you registered. And with that, I'll turn it over to our first presenter, Washington State University.
How's it going, everybody? I'm going to share my screen real quick and then we'll get going. All right. So my name is Matthias Caldwell. I work for Washington State University. Washington State University is located in Pullman, Washington. It's a small college town on the eastern side of the state of Washington, right along the border with Idaho. It's really that classic college town in almost every sense of the word. You know, Pac-12 Division I sports, Greek life, strong academics, and a residential campus where during a normal year, everybody's living either on campus or very close to campus, making it easy to kind of, plug in, find your people, your community right off the bat. As you can see from the image, there's a lot of those classic red brick buildings, lots of trees. It's a beautiful campus, and it's set against a pretty picturesque background. It's a pretty manageable campus too. So you can walk across campus from one side to the other in about 15 minutes, so it's not one of those schools where you're going to get lost in the crowd. It has kind of that meet in the middle scenario where you have kind of big school resources and a smaller campus community vibe. There's a lot of great outdoor activities in the area too. If you like hiking, camping, skiing, snowboarding, rafting, I mean, you name it, there's probably that activity going on. We have a great outdoor rec center that's going to take you on, trips to do those activities or learn how to do those activities if that's something you're interested in. So as you can see from this slide right here, the town of Pullman really is a small college town with just around 34,000 people in town, but 2/3 of town is campus. And so the campus itself is an upper mid-sized university of, about 21,000 students. And so it is a very unique place to go to college where, everything you do, the people you meet, the places you go, it all revolves around the college life, the college experience. And everybody you meet is going to be in the same phase of life as you for the most part. The average age in town is around 21, 22 years old. So it's just a very fun place to do your 4 years of college. We are predominantly an undergraduate institution as well. So a lot of those research opportunities that we have are still going to go to our undergraduate students, which is a pretty awesome thing. So we are a Tier 1 research university. We are a public university as well. So a Tier 1 school just basically means that our school is in the highest level, the highest kind of classification generally of research schools nationwide. So it means there's lots of government funding and resources going into our programs and our facilities. It also means that our faculty are not only teaching, but they're also conducting their own cutting edge research. So they are immersed in their fields of study. Of course, being a Tier 1 school, we are going to have a lot of great programs in the hard sciences. Anything in the agricultural sciences and the biosciences are going to be great. Our engineering department is stellar and has lots of different opportunities across a lot of different engineering majors. Our health sciences department as well is very good. We have our own medical school, pharmacy school, nursing school, veterinary school, and a whole host of pre-professional programs in the, therapies, optometries, dentistries, etc. But just because we are a Tier 1 school does not mean that the sciences are the only things we're doing. At over 200 fields of study, we have a lot of different options for students. Our business and communications departments are very strong and competitive and draw a lot of students. We have a lot of students coming in for things like criminology, psychology, sociology. Our foreign language department and cultures department is pretty robust compared to many other universities. And even our art department, which is definitely not the biggest on campus, is still a vibrant part of our community with its own art museum. So there are many ways that students can be successful academically. We had a great honors college as well for students that want that smaller college experience within a broader university. And it's not going to cost you anything extra. It's compatible with all majors. We've got great study abroad options that could put you on really any continent. And yes, I do mean Antarctica. We have, small research trips that'll go down and study there. We are a Pac-12 Division I sports school, like I mentioned before. So this is a huge part of our ethos. A lot of students are coming and are very excited about the athletic programs on campus, whether they're playing or watching. We have over 400 different student-led clubs and organizations on campus. So everything from an academic club for every major to, I mean, in recent years, we've had clubs like Humans vs. Zombies, Peanut Butter and Jelly Club, the Hammock Club. I mean, you name it, we've probably got a club for it. Lots of culturally based clubs, and of course, Greek life. About 20 to 25% of our student body are taking part in Greek life. We have a couple main awards for our out-of-state students. One of them is the WUI Award, the Western Undergraduate Exchange. It's for anybody with a 3.6 cumulative unweighted GPA or above, and it's going to knock $11,000 per year off tuition, which brings tuition down for an out-of-state student to around $14,000 per year. And then there's the Cougar Award, which is for a 3.2 to a 3.59 cumulative unweighted GPA. And that's going to get you $7,000 per year, and they're all 4 years. We also have one general scholarship application, which puts you in the running for over 700 different departmental fundings and scholarship awards, which you can apply for on top of these awards that you might earn. We are rolling admission, and we are going test blind this year. So seniors that are applying for the 2021 fall cycle will not be required to submit a test score. So all it's really going to be is your online application and your transcripts. And that's really all we're going to need from you. We don't need any kind of letters of recommendation. We don't need any kind of essays or interviews, nothing like that. It's a pretty straightforward, streamlined application process. You can apply at apply.wsu.edu. And I think that's all I have. So I'm going to stop my share and pass it along to my next colleague.
Thank you. Our next presenter is Seattle University.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm really excited to be here today, talk a little bit about Seattle University and our unique academic opportunities. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here so you all can see. Give me one sec. Perfect. Awesome. So Seattle University, just a little bit about who we are. Seattle U is a private Catholic Jesuit university located right in the heart of the city of Seattle. We have about, in terms of our campus size, we have about 7,200 total students. So that's gonna be undergraduate, graduate, as well as students within our law school. If you take away the graduate and law school students, you're looking at about 4,700 undergraduate students. So in terms of class sizes, it's about 18 students per class. You'll never have more than 30 students in a class. You'll never have less than 5, but ideally around 18 per class. And as you can see, our campus is about 54 acres located in the Capitol Hill neighborhood of Seattle, about a 15 to 20 minute walk away from the downtown area. And then, of course, just to kind of add a little bit onto the Jesuits were a group of the Catholic order who were well known for their education, well known for their social justice work, but ultimately really thinking about education beyond your general knowledge pathways, but also thinking about education in the context of your communities. So we're one of 27 Jesuit colleges in the US. Some other ones you probably have heard of are such as Gonzaga University, Marquette University, Georgetown University, and so forth. So that Jesuit educational philosophy really plays a big role in your academics here at SU. And then lastly, we are a Division I NCAA institution with about 20 different sports programs we compete in. The biggest ones, of course, are basketball and our men and women's soccer teams. But ultimately, if you're a student who's interested in playing sports or just kind of want to be a part of those communities, Seattle U is a great place for that. But that's just a little overview of our campus here. Now I want to go a little bit into our academics. So Seattle University has 60 plus different majors in many different areas of study. We have the College of Arts and Sciences, the College of Science and Engineering, our Albert School of Business and Economics, and as well as our College of Nursing. And each one of our programs at SU are direct entry programs straight out of high school. So what that means is that as you apply to SU, you'll have the opportunity to get right into your first choice major. So really just being able to help streamline that process to be able to get students into their first choice major to start taking those courses that they're really excited about day one. And so in terms of our academics, I do want to also kind of note our pre-major studies program. So for students who are just quite not sure what they want to do yet coming out of high school, they can get into our pre-major studies. Our pre-major studies is designed to really be able to kind of help students along their pathway to kind of think about different career opportunities or different programs that they might be interested in, and ultimately helping them declare a major by the end of their second year. But at the end of the day, Seattle University offers many different programs, and because of our close proximity to the city, a lot of those STEM degrees such as computer science, the electrical engineering, and of course the mechanical engineering and civil and environmental engineering really allowed our students to really build off of their professional development opportunities and be able to link up towards the city and our location. I do want to highlight our Center for Science and Innovation, which will be completed in the next fall, which is going to house our biology, chemistry, and computer science departments. And I talked a little bit about computer science. It's continued to be one of our most fastest growing programs. And of course, being in the city of Seattle, the home of many different big technological industries such as Amazon and Microsoft and T-Mobile, our students, again, are really taking the advantage of being able to get those professional development opportunities. But ultimately, this building is going to be a brand new building to really help students get connected into those STEM degrees and continue to further along their progress throughout their 4 years. And then, of course, just kind of reiterating on our location. So Seattle U is located right in the heart of the city of Seattle. So our location really allows students to take advantage of those student life opportunities and extend them off campus, whether it be going out into Capitol Hill and getting some really great food and some of the great restaurants located there. Or of course, thinking about professional development opportunities, as you can see many big Fortune 500 companies, and of course, a lot of different other industries such as healthcare, nonprofit, and so forth that students can take advantage of. But of course, Seattle U is a Jesuit institution and really helping students think about education in the context of their communities. We really, really want students to kind of use their education out in their communities. And you can see in that second picture there, there's a student using, there's a student in the youth initiative who's working with an elementary school student. So of course, helping students or just doing different service learning opportunities will be a big part of your opportunities here at SU and just utilizing that location. And then of course, our student life, we have 100+ different student clubs ranging from cultural clubs to clubs that are just for fun. So there's no shortage of ways to get involved at SU and really being able to take advantage of some of the cool things that are going on campus. And then, of course, I do want to highlight our study abroad opportunities at Seattle University. As you can see, Seattle University sends students to about 55+ different countries, going all across the world. Students can study the summer going into their second year of Seattle University at Seattle U. And as you can see, some awesome pictures here that students have taken where they were able to kind of really take their experiences in the classroom and really extend them out in terms of a global sense and really be able to, again, build perspective and understand communities outside of their own. I do want to kind of highlight some of our application material. So we are on the common application. We are also a test optional school. So that means that you can choose to submit test scores or choose to not submit test scores as well. We do require official transcripts and then of course a $55 application fee. And then of course you can see our deadlines, November 15th, which is going to be early action, and then regular decision is January 15th. The only differences between these due deadlines is when you're getting your decision. So essentially early action, you'll get your decision around the last week of December. Regular decision, you will get your decision around the first week of March. And then of course, our annual cost and financial aid opportunities, we have merit scholarships that are considered for every single student that applies to Seattle U. And then our Sullivan Leadership Award, which is going to be a full tuition, full room and board scholarship, is going to be applied to students, about 9 students per year. And then the average financial aid package at Seattle U is $32,000. So there's no shortage of ways to kind of cut that cost down to continue to find opportunities to be able to see Seattle U as a financial fit for both you and your families. And that's kind of what I have for you today. I'm so excited to be here. And if you have questions, please feel free to let us all know. That's the email there. Thanks so much.
Wonderful. Our next institution is University of the Pacific.
Great, thank you. Perfect. So my name is Stephanie Azarkan. I am the Nevada admissions counselor for University of the Pacific, and I am your local connection to applying and getting through the process at UOP. So let me just quickly get started here and tell you a little bit more about the university, what we have to offer, the opportunities that are there, and give you guys a map. So Stockton is our main undergraduate campus. We just have about 3,500 students there on the Stockton campus. We also have 2 other opportunities, with San Francisco being being home to our Degoni School of Dentistry, as well as Sacramento, the state capital, being home to our McGeorge School of Law and our Physician Assistant Studies program there. Stockton, as our main undergraduate campus, has over 80 different majors across 11 schools and colleges. So you will find the vast majority of our undergraduate opportunities, as well as our pre-professional exploratory options there at that campus. As far as a university, we were founded in 1851, and we are the oldest chartered institution of higher learning in California. At University of the Pacific, our small classes and our faculty involvement is one of the things that I do like to highlight and make sure students understand. If you don't know what you want to study, but you're interested in one of those exploratory options, you have that opportunity. If you know you really want to go into music education, you have that option. Computer science, we have a very cool opportunity, a cooperative education for students within our engineering program. So you will get out into industry for that 6 to 7 months, earning an average of $3,700 right now for our students that are in that program. So that is a cooperative education opportunity. And that is what we call at UOP experiential learning. We really want real world learning. We want you to experience it, what it's like in your field, make sure it's a good fit, and get you out into the industry when you graduate. We have a student-led investment fund in our Eberhart College of Business. We also have our own student-run music label where you can get involved. You can use your experience from the Conservatory of Music there as well. Work in small groups directly with faculty, whether it's in the health sciences, the philosophy, in our history program, in your capstone project, or work in small groups developing engineering projects that will change the world one day. So those are some of the really unique opportunities in our education majors. At UOP, we are a residential campus. We are very interested in having our students live on campus for the first 2 years. And we offer our freshmen the quad style communities. You can take advantage of those learning communities. They're listed there, the International House, honors housing, intercultural living, Greek housing as well, with 6 of those on campus. After sophomore year, more than 55% of our students do choose to stay on campus and take advantage of the proximity to campus. There's Starbucks, there's to-go places to eat. There are plenty of opportunities to be connected to the community and also just get outside and play Pokemon Go on campus, or just get out and walk or run the river that is nearby. We have dorms with a pool, we have apartment style, plenty of different opportunities there for students. At UOP, we have over 150 different clubs on campus, the anime club, the gaming club, badminton, French, all of those are opportunities for students, as well as 17 D1 division sports for men and women that range from basketball to softball, as you see there. At UOP, we are very proud of our return on investment. Our alumni are earning the 2nd highest salaries of all California colleges and universities. University-based scholarships and grants are always there for our students as well. Big question of how to apply. Early action, pre-farm and pre-dent, that is a hard deadline coming up, November 15th. Our regular application is January 15th. Common App or Pacific Thriving App is our online app. There is no application fee. We are test optional, so you can just transcripts will upload, and we will be able to run our decision and read your application that way. And you can submit any additional supplemental information you'd like as well. So like I said, I'm the local Nevada rep. If you want to join us in a virtual open house, we have those coming up, but thank you for joining us tonight, and I will hand it over to the next school.
Okay, our next presenter is Soka University of America.
Hello, my name is Chelsea. I'm very happy today to talk with you all about Soka University of America. I am the Nevada rep as well. So Soka University, we are a small private liberal arts college down in Southern California in Orange County. We're on about 100 acres, surrounded by 3,000 acres of wilderness protected area. Just over the hill, we're 3 miles away from the ocean, so nice coastal SoCal community. The mission of Soka University of America is to foster a steady stream of global citizens committed to living a contributive life. We really want every single student to feel empowered to change their world, and as well to figure out their own pathway to what it means to be a contributive person. The word Soka is a translation from the Japanese concept value creation. So we really hope that each of our students is creating value into this world. We're in the suburban community of Aliso Viejo, and we have 450 students. We're a very, very intentional community. 40% of our student body is international, the highest percentage for any liberal arts college in the country. We really value that diversity. We really value the perspectives of our students that come from over 30 different countries. We're a fully residential campus for all 4 years, so it becomes your second home at Soka. We offer singular major, the BA in liberal arts, which is extremely interdisciplinary, but we have 5 concentrations where students can focus. We have a study abroad requirement that is part of our graduation. And we have a capstone research project, so students can dive into individual research. There's a 7-to-1 student to faculty ratio at Soka, so we're very, very high touch with your relationships between students and professors. Our average class size is 12, so we use a Socratic discussion dialogue-based learning environment. The smallest classes at Soka are about 5, and the largest would be 18. We compete with NA athletics in 5 different teams, and we offer generous merit and need-based financial aid. We're very excited. This picture is for our New Marie and Pierre Curie Hall for our life sciences concentration expansion. Soka is founded on the Buddhist principles of peace, human rights, and the sanctity of life. We're non-sectarian, so we don't teach any specific religious classes, but we are focused on bridging the East and Western perspectives. That's why the map in the middle of Founders Hall is on the Pacific Basin. We really want our students to look at the world from a different lens. One of our signature programs is our study abroad requirement. For us, it's based on foreign language. So all of our students will take either Spanish, Japanese, French, or Mandarin Chinese. They can start never having studied before. But in their junior year, they'll spend a full semester enrolled at another university and taking all their classes in that target language. They're living with the host family or roommate to get the cultural component, and they get to go on excursions. They really get to call this country their second home. And because it's a graduation requirement, so every student has to do it, the cost is entirely built into tuition for the flight, visa, vaccines, all of that stuff. We have 5 concentrations: environmental studies, humanities, international studies, life sciences, and social behavioral sciences. All students come in undeclared, so they have time to figure out exactly the combination of classes they'll take to create their concentration. There's no preset pathways. We are a residential community, as I mentioned. This map shows one of our first year rooms, the double layout. It's always you and your roommate sharing a private bathroom. We have a Soka shuttle for students. We have lots of amenities on campus, a full-time mental health counselor, as well as Ayana services to match providers to students who have specific identities. We have disability services, which coordinates academic and personal supports and accommodations, a full meal plan. It's very international. And lots of student clubs and activities. Our community is very tight knit. So students are part of lots of different clubs, leadership opportunities. We're one of the only schools in the nation where the international students entirely run our student government this year, as well as really service engagement, definitely again, living that contributive life and taking advantage of the Soka Performing Arts Center and the Art Gallery. These are some sample posters from past programs. You can see they're really, again, focused on exploring different identities, celebrating those, community building, getting to know your neighbors, as well as life skills. Oh, sorry. We compete in 5 teams for the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics, CalPAC division, soccer, cross country, track and field, swimming, and women's golf. Most of our students are competitive athletes on these teams, but we do take walk-ons. Our admission process is open for fall 2021. Our early action deadline is November 1st. It is non-binding, and our regular decision deadline is January 15th. All application items must be in by the deadline to be considered. For this year, we will be test optional. Our financial aid at Soka goes up to the full cost of attendance using self-help and scholarships and grants. Our tuition is $32,250, and our room and board is $13,000. For any family who makes under $60,000, Soka will cover the full cost of tuition. 89% of our student body, so the very mass majority, is receiving either full or partial opportunity grant. For families above $60,000, it's a sliding scale. We offer merit scholarships up to $15,000 that are renewed all 4 years. We offer athletic scholarships, And most of our students are borrowing to come to Soka, but far below the national average. Last year, 98% of our students received financial aid at Soka, and we awarded $13.9 million in institutional money to our 450 students. We're very, very committed to making sure Soka is affordable for all families. This is our team. Again, my name is Chelsea, and I support the students from Nevada. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Our next presenter is Whitworth University.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm just going to get my screen shared. Okay. Here we go. So my name is Laura Ramsey, and I serve as Director of Admissions at Whitworth University. A little bit about our mission. We are dedicated to providing our diverse student body an education of mind and heart. So what that means for you as a student is you would be coming to a university where all of our staff and faculty are Christians. We are required to be Christians, so we will provide you a supportive Christian environment in which to pursue your faith if you choose. We do not have that requirement for students, so we welcome students from all walks of life, and we have students from a lot of different religious backgrounds and no religious background at all. But there are tons of opportunities to grow in your faith, chapel services, Bible studies, a full theology major, but it is an invitation, not a requirement. We are located in Spokane, Washington, so the east side of Washington State. We call it the dry side of Washington. We don't get as much rain as the west side. We do have all 4 seasons, so hot, dry summers, snow in the winter. It is a pretty similar climate to Reno. So definitely come visit us so you can check it out. We are the second largest city in Washington with over 500,000 people, but Whitworth itself is located 7 miles north of downtown Spokane. So this picture here is showing you downtown Spokane. We're more on the outskirts of the city in the suburbs. So near all of the shopping, Target, Safeway, Best Buy, plenty of Starbucks within a mile radius. So lots within walking distance, but not quite in the heart of the hustle and bustle of downtown. Within about 15 minutes of campus, there is hiking, biking, snowboarding, skiing with Mount Spokane. So definitely taking advantage of the great outdoors that Washington is known for. So our student body has roughly 2,300 undergraduate students. We have an 11-to-1 student to faculty ratio, so small classes. We actually offer a 4-year graduation guarantee. So if you're worried about getting out of college in 4 years, no problem. We can guarantee that you will get that done, which will save you money and help you get a jump start into your college or into your professional career right away. This is a full list of all of our academic programs and majors. We have over 100 different areas of study, which is a lot for a small university. I have highlighted in red here some of our most popular programs, and just to point those out, we are really well known for a lot of the health sciences, the medical field, so pre-med, pre-dentistry, pre-physical therapy. We actually have a doctorate in physical therapy and physician's assistant that will be starting in the next couple years. We do have a lot of students involved in nursing, music, education, business, computer science, psychology. The list goes on. So a lot of different areas for you to choose from. We are a residential campus with 10 residence halls, tons of ways for students to get connected on campus and through our student life. We have a lot of different clubs and intramurals. We also really value cultural diversity and offer a lot of support for our multicultural students, our underrepresented students. And we offer tons of shows and concerts and things right on campus. So you don't necessarily even have to go downtown, although it is just a short 20-minute drive if you want to get downtown. We are really well known for sports in the Pacific Northwest. So we are NCAA Division III, part of the Northwest Conference, and we have won the All Sports Trophy for our conference for the past 12 years in a row. This is our women's lacrosse coach and a few of the players, which is our newest of the 21 sports that we offer. We also are really strong in art, music, and theater. And in fact, we do offer scholarships for students in those areas. So if that's something you want to participate in, great. There are some wonderful scholarship opportunities, regardless of whether you choose to major in that subject or not. Those scholarships are just based on talent. but those also are full majors, and there are opportunities for taking classes and growing in those subject areas if you just want to learn too. So our application is free, it's online. If you are a high school senior, I encourage you to apply because it's a very simple process. So the free application can be either through our website or through the Common App, either one. We have no preference. We also are test optional. So if you've taken a test, great, but if not, no problem. We just need your high school transcript, that's it. We will accept letters of recommendation if you want to send them, but again, those are optional too. We do offer rolling admission. So within 3 weeks of applying and sending us your application materials, we'll get back to you with an admission decision. So you don't have to wait a long time. Our deadlines are coming up. November 15th is our early application deadline. If you can also send us your FAFSA by then we will get you going for an early financial aid offer in January. We do have some later deadlines. So if it's going to take you a little bit longer to apply, no problem. January 15th is our second early action, and then March 1st is our regular decision. None of those are binding, so there's no disadvantage to applying early. We do give 100% of our incoming students financial aid, so there are a lot of great financial resources for you. And as a private school, we have a ton of scholarships and grants. Last year, our average financial aid package for incoming first-year students was almost $35,000 per year. So tons of opportunities. I encourage you to apply to see what's available to you. And we were ranked as the #3 best value regional university in the West this past year as well. And a lot of that has to do with our financial resources. So lastly, I encourage you to come visit. I mentioned this before. We do give a $250 campus visit travel grant to Nevada students. So the intention of that is hopefully to help cover your flight or help cover your transportation getting up to Spokane. There are wonderful resources for you once you get to town to get you to campus too. And we do offer a visit scholarship for seniors who will be enrolling in the next year. So come visit, we can help cover the cost of your travel to get here and give you a $1,000 visit scholarship just for coming up to campus. We'd love to see you. Lastly, here is our email address and phone number. I'd love to hear from you. Please stay in touch if we can help with anything, and hope to see your application at Whitworth soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Our final presenter tonight is Pacific Lutheran University.
All right, thank you guys so much. I know that I'm the last one, and hopefully you guys aren't falling asleep or anything. So I'll try and be as detailed as possible so I can keep you guys' attention. My name is Kevin Castellanos. I am the admission counselor here at PLU for students in the Nevada area. So my job here at PLU, just like other counselors, is really to make your process as easy as possible, making that transition from your high school to whatever campus that you decide to go to. My job here is not just to get you to PLU, but figure out what space is the best for you and figure out that fit. And if it's PLU for you, then that's awesome. So I'll get started and to talk a little bit about Pacific Lutheran. PLU is located in Tacoma, Washington. And Tacoma is actually the third largest city in Washington State, which is in the Pacific Northwest. So it's a really growing city. You see a lot of local restaurants, local coffee shops. It's an amazing city to not only live, but also study and be a student in. There's an amazing amount of opportunities for internships and jobs. Being so close to Seattle and having all those resources like Amazon, Nike, Boeing, a lot of different internships and job opportunities that students get the privilege of having. We're also really close to the capital of the state of Olympia. So if you're really interested in political science and you want to get into politics in some sort of way, there's a lot of different resources within the Olympia area as well. These are a few photos that you see of our downtown area, as well as Ruston, which is kind of like towards the waterfront of our city here in Tacoma. And we have a photo here on the left where you can kind of see in relation to other cities and how close we are to the Puget Sound. Tacoma is also about 40 miles away from Mount Rainier. So going skiing, snowboarding, hiking, those are all really common activities that students.
Hey, Kevin, we can't see your slides.
Oh,
Sorry.
really? That's really weird. It says I'm sharing my screen. Here, let me try again. Did it show it all or?
There you go. We can see that.
Okay. Hold on, it's like not letting me move it. That's really weird. Sorry about that. Let me see. Right.
No rush. You're okay on time.
Can you guys see this right here?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm assuming you guys didn't see any slides. I apologize for that. This is a slide that I was presenting on a few photos that we have here in Tacoma. The photo at the bottom is actually downtown Tacoma. So it's about 5 to 10 miles away from our campus. And like I was saying, we're really close to cities like Seattle and Olympia. So a lot of job opportunities, internship opportunities, right in our backyard, whether you're interested in like Boeing, engineering, or politics, being so close to the state capitol. Like I was mentioning, we're also about 40 miles away from Mount Rainier. So going skiing, snowboarding, those are all common activities that students here at PLU like to take advantage of. A few quick facts about PLU. So we have 3,100 students. That's representative of our undergrad and our graduate enrollment. So when you're in those classes, in your undergrad classes, typically freshman, sophomore year, you might be in classrooms of 18, 19 students, which might be a good reflection of what your high school looks like. But once you're in your junior and senior level classes, the student to faculty ratio actually drops down to about 12 to 1. Professors are the only ones teaching classes, so you don't have any teacher's assistants or graduate assistants teaching any of your classes, which is a huge advantage for our students. Professors do not only teach you what's on the syllabus here at PLU, there are huge connections for job opportunities and internship opportunities. So it's really nice to have them be so accessible. PLU here has 38% of our students are students of color, identify as students of color, which is super huge here. Diversity, having them not only come to campus, but showing them the path to graduation. So as well as our first generation students, knowing that it is difficult for them to get to campus, but helping them along the way and providing them those resources to finish and graduate here at PLU. So at PLU, we are a liberal arts university. So we have over 40 different academic programs that you can choose from, ranging from humanities all the way to nursing. So depending on really what it is that you're interested in. We also have pre-professional degrees. So if you're really interested, for example, in dentistry or in pre-med, law, we have a pre-law program. So if you want to be a part of that pre-law, you can study whatever it is that you want, and then be part of that pre-law program where you're taking classes with professors that have been lawyers in the past or involved in that field in some sort, meeting guest speakers, taking field trips, really helping your resume and building that foundation for you for whatever kind of school you want to apply for once graduation comes. Research is also huge here on campus if you're really interested in research. 100% of our students are involved in some type of research throughout their senior year. We do this program called Capstone. And for me, I actually graduated from PLU in 2019, and it was actually a really scary thought to think about having to do research when I was a freshman, sophomore, thinking about it. But it was an amazing opportunity for me. I studied something that was really passionate for me, and I was able to interview people within my field and really put my name out there, and it really helped me out. I learned a lot. I made great connections within the Tacoma area and Pierce County, and it was just awesome. And there's opportunities to do research even in the summer, so if that's something that you look forward to as well, it's something that students have the possibility of doing. Like I was mentioning, internships and careers are huge for here at PLU. 60%, over 60% of our class of 2019 completed some type of internship or field work. There are some majors like nursing, social work that actually require a specific internship or field work research. But other majors is actually an elective, like you can choose to take a class and supplement your internship in that sense. Being involved at PLU is just as important as it is in high school. We have over 70 different clubs that you can choose from, ranging from academic clubs to cultural, support, or political. It really just depends on your interest. You can be involved in as many clubs as you want. And it's a really good way to putting your name out there and meeting people outside of the classroom. We do participate in the NCAA Division III sports. So if you are interested in playing sports, you can contact me and I can connect you with one of our coaches. And our students compete with universities within our state, Washington, Oregon, and California. We do have residence halls on campus. 6 of the 9 halls that we have are open to first-year students. You guys are coming from Nevada, so it would be a requirement to live on campus. But we try to make it as easy and as fun for you as possible. We do have themed learning communities. So if you are interested, for example, in living in a first in the family wing, so you're living alongside other students that are first generation, we can do that for you. Environmental studies. So if you're interested in the environment, we have wings that can, put you in communities that also have those similar passions. If you're studying STEM, we can also put you in the STEM house in one of our wings, and you're around people that are very similar studies as you. So we try to make that transition from high school to PLU as easy as possible. If you're interested in studying abroad, PLU would probably be one of the best universities to look into. 50% of our students actually study abroad. So 1 in 2 students end up doing some type of study abroad program. PLU makes it as easy as possible. Your merit scholarship and your credits transfer over directly if you choose one of our gateway programs. When I was a student, I studied abroad in Spain for half a year, and it was an amazing experience. PLU made it as easy as possible, and I recommend it for any student that's here on campus. These are some of the programs that we have: Norway, China, all across the world. And if you find one that we don't have to offer, you can talk with a representative in the Wong Center, which oversees our study abroad programs, and you can actually set up your own program and make it as easy as possible. So a little bit about what we have for the application checklist. So transcripts, you can ask your high school counselor for those. A letter of recommendation, we only require 1, but you can submit up to 3. My only recommendation or my only advice for this is whoever it is that you do ask, make sure it's someone that knows you well, and honestly just send them a list of things that you have been involved in. If they've known you for the last 2 years, they're not going to know what you did for the last 6 or 7 years that you're going to list. So just send them a list, letting them know what you're involved in, and it really makes that process easier. Your essay application is completely free. We are on the commonapp.org, so you don't need to pay anything for your application here at PLU. And we have been and will be for the remainder of the year a test optional school, so you don't need to worry about submitting those scores. Scholarships, so we have academic scholarships, fine arts scholarships, and alumni referrals. So if you know anyone that has graduated from PLU, you can get a scholarship. And lastly, I'd like to talk about the PLU pledge. So PLU actually implemented this pretty recently, but if you earn less than $50,000 or less the years after you graduate, PLU will actually help repay your loans every single year until you reach that $50,000 gap, which is really unique to PLU, and it's an awesome resource for our students. Thank you so much. Like I mentioned, my name is Kevin. You can reach out to me via email or phone, and if you have any questions at all. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, students. Thank you, presenters. When this screen closes, there will be a quick 4-question survey. We'd appreciate any feedback that you can provide. Also, this is just one of many sessions being hosted, so be sure to sign up for more. And then in about a week, you will be able to find this recording as well as all of our other sessions on the website where you registered for this. Thank you again, and have a wonderful evening, everyone.